Y'all, I'm just getting my camera together, child. Oops, child. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Sorry. All right. I forgot I had my phone on, y'all, too, so I can see the comments. And without the feedback, child, without the feedback. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, y'all? It's another beautiful Tuesday, y'all. Who we got in here, y'all? Dominique. Hey, Dominique. Hey, Jen. How are you? Hey. Y'all ready to get into tonight's live, y'all? My ride or die crew, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm starting to, y'all, I might be a little biased, y'all. I'm starting to kind of right? Like the whole YouTube vibe, y'all. I don't know. And don't get me twisted, y'all. You know, we're gonna ride on TikTok because you know that's where we kind of get started at, y'all. But I don't know, I like Tuesday nights, y'all. I can kind of just teach, right? It can just be a vibe. Good evening, Dominique. So it just be a vibe, y'all. We just be chilling, y'all. We be learning, right? Seeing what's going on with our kings, right? Divine masculine, divine feminine, y'all. So y'all know how we do, right? I hope y'all have been having a wonderful week. Let me know how y'all been feeling this super moon energy, y'all. It was so beautiful last night, y'all. I actually went outside because y'all know I'm beachside. So I went outside last night, and when I tell you the moon was so bright that you could see the whole ocean, y'all. Like, you know, usually if I go out at night, it's so dark out there that you don't even want to walk out there, right? But last night, the moon was so bright that literally the ocean, it was lit up. It was a whole battle, y'all, because I kept saying, okay, I should go live. But I was a little selfish, y'all, because I wanted that energy for myself. I'm sorry, y'all. I was being selfish last night. I was like, I want to go live, but I just didn't want to exert the energy. Like, I literally just wanted to sit out there and bask in the energy myself, y'all. So my bad, y'all. I was a little selfish, y'all. Yeah. And if y'all can kind of see it now, you know where I have the camera set up because there's a mirror right here, y'all. So that's why you can kind of see the ocean in the reflection. So y'all can kind of see it out there anyway, y'all. So all right, y'all, we finna get into tonight's reading, y'all. I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. You see it through your window? Yeah. It was beautiful, y'all. I'm talking about huge. And I think I got up at like 6, I think, to go to the bathroom. Matter of fact, y'all, it was 5:45 because that's, y'all, the synchronicities is crazy. I woke up twice last night. I woke up once and it was 2:42 a.m. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I'm going back to sleep. Woke back up again, y'all, at 5:45. I said, okay, and I had to pee. So I got up, went to the bathroom, and then I looked outside out of the sliding glass door in my room, and huge, y'all. I'm talking about moon was so bright, it literally did. It could have been like dusk, right? Like maybe 7 o'clock, but it definitely didn't look like, you know, it was nighttime at all, y'all. Like the moon was just that bright. So we're going to get into the energy, y'all. We got about 21 people in here, y'all. So make sure you give it a thumbs up as soon as you join. If we got 21 watchers, then we should have 21 thumbs, child. All right, 21 viewers, 21 thumbs. The thumbs need to match the views, child. The thumbs need to match the viewers, y'all. So make sure you give the video a thumbs up. All right, y'all, we're going to get into the energy. We're going to do a you versus them, all right? So if y'all follow me, y'all know we're going to look at your energy, queens, as the divine feminine, right? We're going to look at the energy for our kings, y'all. They are the divine masculine. We're going to look at the mutual share energy, right? What it is that the challenge or obstacle is. And we're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to see really to the root of what it is that you need to know. Now, you know, some people watch tarot for entertainment purposes only. I'm a teacher, right? So I hope y'all watching me because you really do want either your divine union, save your divine union, find your divine union. Thank you, Elle. Right? Something, child. But it starts with you. right? So whether it's a person outside of you or just finding a better you, right? A better you, then it starts with you first. And when you get a better you, child, you get a better them. Let's get into the energy, y'all. Holy Spirit, ancestors of my highest light, protect me as we channel into the collective energy tonight. What is it that we need to know most as divine feminine, divine masculine when it comes to the journey to self? All right, let's get into it, queens. Let's get one card for my queens. What is it that we are looking into, resolving, walking through? Y'all, it fell all the way off the table. Hold on, y'all. Oh, goodness. All right, queens, it says restore the broken self. And I got father wounds from this. Father wounds or masculine energy, right? So even if it's not father wounds, right, it could definitely just be your masculine energy. It says restore the broken self. Parts of you were left behind in pain. Call them home. I heard refragmentation, right? We talk about that a lot, y'all. When you give parts of yourself, especially your body, queens, all right, physical body, your vessel, to people, you defragment yourself. So when you do go back into recovery mode, is what I like to call it, you have to go back and you have to get those parts of yourself, that child you might have left behind a long time ago, right? So that can take some time. So it says, parts of you were left behind in pain, call them home. You are ready to become whole again. So even when it comes to this journey to self, y'all, to divine union, my divine feminine, you're in the energy now of really beginning to restore what was broken. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with your confidence. I'm getting more solar and sacral energy from this card because I'm getting more masculine energy of really just centering yourself. All right, we're going to clarify that and see, y'all. Now, what's going on in the energy of the kings? What is going on in the energy of the divine masculine spirit? All right, we have release. Woo, child, say that shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I be getting happy, girl. That thing says release suppressed emotions. Wow. I love the mirroring of that, y'all, because it's like as you regain the fragments, right? The things that you lost about yourself, right? When you begin, I heard things lost in the fire. Isn't that a movie, y'all, with Halle Berry? It wasn't, I can't remember the movie, but I know it was something about a fire and a family. And I'm seeing that show, like something like things lost in a fire. Somebody, you could have a little Halle Berry cut. I don't know. HB could be somebody's initials. But it's like when you, as you begin to regain the things that you've lost, right? Whether that's through a natural fire, child, right? Or just the fires of life, y'all. You have to go back and you regain that. But then what happens with the divine masculine? They have to release, right? Suppressed emotions. See, I tell y'all about the mirror effect, right? Of you and your person. And the mirror isn't the same. The mirror is inverse, right? It's inverse. What's the channel song, y'all? Untitled Child, Untitled D'Angelo. Your person got a six-pack, girl. Y'all know what that album cover look like. Now, don't play. Right? But it's like, it's the opposite. So you're being called to retrieve, right, parts of yourself while they're being called to release, child, suppressed emotions. It says, let the feelings you buried rise without shame, right? Girl, that thing say cry, scream, and breathe. Now, how many of y'all know that kings need to cry, scream, and breathe in that order? Girl, you be like, just cry. Damn, what the fuck? You be over here like, you got your tear ducts is clogged up, sir. You over here walking around like you got, child, what is going on? And really, y'all, for real, they do. They just need a good cry, a good scream, and they need to breathe, child. Breathe. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and share. I think you can share on here too. So I don't know, we don't do many lives on YouTube. So make sure you share and hashtag and whatever it is that gets the messages out, y'all. All right. So there is a release of emotions that's taking place for the divine masculine. So when we get to clarify, y'all, we're going to see, right, what is this release looking like? Like, what is it that they're being called to release? All right. Let's look at the mutual energy at the, well, damn, that came out, y'all. Well, the mutual energy, dang, the mutual energy, y'all, is this, right? I heard stops turning to stone, child. It says overcome self-doubt. That's the mutual energy, y'all. It says self-doubt clouds your vision. Trust in your abilities and take the leap. Your future self will thank you. See, that's the mutual energy of the divine masculine, divine feminine collective at this time when it comes to love, child, when it comes to life, right? When it comes to whatever, you got to release doubt. If you don't believe you can have it, then you can't have it, child. 7-11, y'all. It's 7-11. 7 is the number of spirituality. 1 is new beginnings. I told y'all about this portal, right? See, as a divine feminine, you're already where God wants you to be. If you are in this, I like to call them cohorts, child. Some people call them waves, right? Everything is seasonal, right? So there are different waves of the collective along the twin flame journey. If you are the awakened divine feminine, right? You know you've done your work, you've done your healing, you walking in your purpose, then you are in the wave that has already, y'all, opened the next level. You've ascended, right? You've already reached that timeline shift. You are part of that already. What's taking place now, though, is, y'all remember how people used to say the rapture was gonna come, y'all? Right? We do, y'all. The rapture has been here several times. Let's be clear. The rapture always comes. They're called timeline shifts. And if your ass don't get shift, you get left behind in the matrix. What is that? Of your small mind. Hello. Right? You just get left in your small mind, y'all. That's the rapture. That's what being left behind is, right? People who will be left behind in the old 3D way of thinking in the matrix, while we have created a whole new earth reality, and now we have ascended. So you got to overcome the doubt that you still there, y'all. Even when it comes to your divine union. Why? Because if you set the intention, y'all, that you was walking into something new, even for your union, and God just told you harvest season was on what, yesterday, whatever the timeline is, and you know that you've already shifted, right? Which means today is a new day, right? So if today is a new day, then why you feeling like you can't have what it is that you know you can? Why is the self-doubt still there, right? New timeline. No doubt, child. No doubt. Put no doubt in the comments, y'all. No doubt. Why? Because your channel song is Golden by Jill Scott. I'm taking my freedom, child. Putting it on the shelf. Putting it on the chain, child. I'm taking my freedom. Putting it in my car. Right? Whatever I choose, y'all. See, you have to understand that whatever you choose is going to unfold in your life. If you choose dissension, then girl, you're going to have dissension, right? But if you choose love, you choose abundance, you choose you, and you choose to release self-doubt, you're going to be living life like it's golden, child. Jill Scott, child. Someone's name could be Jill. Initials could be JS. What's the, I want to see what the challenge or obstacle is. What is the challenge or obstacle at this time? All right. It says, ooh, child, purify your heart. Come on, y'all. It says purify your heart, right? So the challenge or obstacle at this time, y'all, is the collective heart purification, child. We got to see what's stopping this purification. It says, let go of lingering pain, child, and make space for joy. Somebody, you got so many old pictures and shit that you can't even make room for your new memories, child. I heard God say, can you please get rid of the old memories so we can make space for the new, right? You got to make space for the new, y'all. And somebody, you got to accept your imperfections. Your story is what makes you great. That's what I'm hearing for somebody. Like, yeah, you got a couple little cracks, right? You got little gray hairs, child. You got some stuff, right? But you have to accept the imperfections, because the imperfections are what can never be duplicated. And the things that you have been healed from, only you know, based on your scars, the severity of the circumstances. And when you understand the circumstances and the severity of the things that you had to overcome and heal for yourself, you will never hide your scars again. That's a message for somebody. Purify your heart. It says let go of lingering pain and make space for joy. Your heart deserves to feel light again. Child, when was the last time your heart felt light? That's what I just heard God say. When was the last time your heart felt light again? Like somebody, it's the heaviness, y'all. And it's crazy, y'all, because I woke up this morning and I had a great night. I told you I sat and watched the moon last night, y'all. I was up. I even wrote in my journal. I title my journal every morning, And I think I titled the journal "The Best Is Yet to Come," y'all, because I just woke up with this abundance and this expectancy, right? But literally about 2 hours into my morning, my energy was heavy as hell. And I'm like, well, what the hell just happened in 2 hours? But then as the day went on, God had to consistently remind me, right? Somebody, y'all, it's like you're being teleported, right? You were on this old timeline, and in that old timeline, you weren't happy. You were dissatisfied. You were hurt, right? You didn't get everything that you desire. But on this new timeline, you no longer have that issue. But in the teleportation, is that a word? I'm hearing teleportation process, right? You were dropped where you are. You just getting your feet together, child. You got sea legs is what I just heard. Right? Somebody, you got sea legs, child. You just trying to figure out how to walk again. And it's okay. All right? At the bottom of the deck, y'all, it says clear the karmic weight. All right? And that's the shadow to what's taking place. Thank you, Spirit. See, that's what I was just talking about. 717, y'all. 7 is the number of spirituality. 1 is new beginnings, right? You have a new beginning. You've been teleported to the next timeline. But what's taking place, y'all, it's a little karmic debris, child. Because let me tell you, y'all, when God is elevating you and taking you to the next timeline, you better believe people watching you, child. So all it is karmic clearing. People trying to see where you going next, girl. That's all it is. It says the past still lives in what you haven't faced. Name the weight you carry and choose to release it now. But a lot of it isn't our weight, y'all. It's people holding on to you, and you are clearing the karmic weight of the debris that they still had going on. You done let these people go a long time ago. But what you have to realize is that sometimes they're negative thoughts. Why? Because you still getting your feet, y'all. You still get your bearings. It's like a baby learning how to walk. You are new, right? In this current timeline that you're in now, you ain't never been there before, girl. Stop. Giving you the best that I got. Right? Anita Baker. Someone's name could be Anita. AD could be somebody's initials. You're on a timeline now where you've never given yourself the very best. And now you're giving yourself what? The very best. Superficial thrills, child, they're going to have to think again. You can't do the superficial thrills, y'all. They mean nothing to you. And now that you understand that, child, you giving yourself what? The best that you got. Don't play, y'all. Let's go to the tarot, y'all. We're going to clarify. So I want to see for my queens. Child, what is this coming out at the bottom of the deck? Y'all look at that star card. You coming out at the bottom, girl. You there. We're going to put you right here. And we're going to see what else, y'all, is coming out. So I want to look at, where is the messy truth deck, y'all? Okay, let's get one messy truth around each of these energies, and then we'll clarify with the tarot. If y'all are new to my live, welcome, child. If you're returning back, y'all one of my regulars, child, welcome back. This is just our second week live on YouTube, y'all. I usually go live on TikTok, but I decided to start on Tuesday and Thursday nights, just doing one reading, right? One reading, doing an energy check-in for my divine masculine, divine feminine. All right, so if you're new, welcome. If you returning, child, welcome back. Hey, Tanya. Hey, girl. Who is that? Hey, Tony. All right, let's see what's being restored, y'all. So for the divine feminine, but again, this could be within your divine masculine, y'all. Why? Because there's a duality for both, right? What you clear, they clear. What they clear, you clear, right? So this is why you can see yourself in all aspects of the reading, y'all. And that's why I read. I read for everybody, right? I don't read just for people who are in union, people who are in separation. I read for people, child, right? That's why I don't need zodiac signs and all of that. I read energy, y'all. I read people. It's called real life stuff that we all go through. All right. So as a divine feminine, right, collectively, you are restoring the broken self. I want to see what the underlying energy to this is. What's the underlying energy to this restoration, child? It says nothing adds up. I heard not trusting yourself. Not trusting yourself. It says nothing adds up. So it's like you second guessing yourself. I heard gaslighting, right? Like you gaslighting yourself into believing other people's inconsistencies is okay, even when you have a gut knowing that it is not. See, when you have these suspicions, you cannot ignore, because that is God trying to tell you. And a lot of times we would never get to the place of needing to restore the broken self if we did not allow the brokenness to happen. And you allow the brokenness to happen when you don't look at the signs, y'all. When you don't look at the inconsistency. They can't talk to you after a certain time of night because they got a family, right? You ain't never been to their house. Why? Because they got kids, right? Like, it's the inconsistencies that most people want to ignore when all of the flags are right there. So what we as a Divine Feminine collective is learning to do, y'all, is listen to your gut, child. Closer, Goapole is your channel song. Why is it important that you're able to listen to yourself? Because you're closer to your dreams. You're getting higher and higher. And it's not just about your relationships. It's listening to your gut with your children, with your friends, with your people you work with business associates. When you're getting closer to what it is that God has for you, then you have to understand you got to be able to listen to your intuition. Right? You got to be able to listen, right? It's not enough for you to be able to understand that you're close to your dreams if you don't have the ability to do what? Protect your dreams. Yeah. So you have to understand when you're getting closer to your dreams, you have to stay centered. And sometimes, y'all, that starts with you figuring out what you need or require for you to be whole again. All right, so let's get a few clarifiers on this, y'all. We're gonna go to the tarot and get a few clarifiers on this energy to see. Somebody, you're closer to what it is that you truly desire for yourself. You're just learning how to integrate, right, the fragments of what has been lost. Y'all, the integration process ain't easy, child. Can we clarify this, Spirit, for Divine Feminine? All right. Yeah, we got the Knight of Pentacles. I heard slow and steady, right? Sometimes you have to take time in order to really, right, have what it is that you desire. And sometimes if you're in a divine union, excuse me, y'all, and you feel like your person, right, isn't moving fast enough, then maybe there is something that God is trying to show you, right? Maybe there is something you're being protected from. Because even concerning a divine union, y'all, with the Knight of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands, there could definitely be some type of fighting, right, in the background. And what you don't realize is that when you, as a divine feminine, a queen, right, you've done the work to integrate your total person. I'm hearing total person. Right? You've done the work to integrate your total person, then you cannot be subjected to the craziness, right, of other people. Why? Because this is what you've already done. You've healed inconsistencies, right? You've healed from dealing with people who you don't pay attention to your gut feeling. So if your gut feeling is telling you that you got a king, right? But right now they're in the Knight of Pentacles energy. What is that? Very slow moving energy, very strategic about what it is that they want and where they're going, right? Then that means what? Maybe someone's protecting you, y'all, because I got the 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands. There's something taking place in the background. We're going to get into that in a little bit. See, a lot of times, y'all, this is a divine masculine I'm hearing who has prayed for you, right? See, if you look at this, this is a divine masculine who's also working on their own centering, right? And because they are doing that, you don't understand what they could be going through in the background, y'all. Why? Because this is a lot of change. 75 or 57 could be significant. July 5th. So this is someone who also has to be able to integrate parts of their broken self as well. All right, let's see what is going on with the divine masculine. So they releasing, y'all, right? We saw with the you versus them that for our kings, it's release, y'all. And what are they releasing, child? It says release suppressed emotions. Don't we all, y'all? Don't we all have these suppressed emotions? Someone's name could be George. GB could be somebody's initials. Benson. Somebody your daddy didn't like to watch Benson. Y'all remember the show Benson? Yeah, your channel song is Turn Your Love Around, though, right? So in order for you to be with a divine masculine, they got to be able to turn some stuff around, which means they got to release, y'all, anything that has been suppressed, right? If there are suppressed emotions, if there are suppressed, hey, y'all, if y'all join, and make sure you give the video a thumbs up as you come in to the live, y'all. This is called a you versus them soulmate reading. It's pinned as a product, right? If you want this type of reading, I look at your energy, right, versus your person's energy, the challenge or obstacle, the mutual energy, and we go through all of this, and it is about an hour-long reading. All right, so the divine masculine, y'all, they're releasing emotions, right? It says release suppressed emotions. Let the feelings you buried rise without shame. Cry, scream, and breathe, child. Freedom begins where expression flows, right? See, that's a 3D thing of the divine masculine. See, masculine energy, y'all, they're very 3D, very logical driven, right? So to say cry, scream, and breathe is an understatement, child. They need to cry, scream, breathe, and do everything, right? Because they're running us crazy, right? Let's see what the underlying energy to this is, though. So what is the underlying energy this year? I'm seeing 3 shadows, y'all. At least 3, y'all. It could be third party stuff because I'm seeing 3 shadow aspects. Y'all, what did I say about the third party? Look, see? 3 people in this card. It's 3 shadows here in this cup, y'all. Look at the 3 shadows here and then the 3 people here, y'all. It's the third party stuff. And then here you go, because you came out on the second card talking about should have been done. Come on, look at you, queen. And you over here like, I should have just been done because of this type of stuff right here. Now, that won't resonate for everybody. What is third party stuff though, y'all? It may not be a person. It could be family, y'all. It could be anything that keeps them with you over here stuck while they out here doing this. 727. Right? 7 is the number of spirituality. 2 is balance, right? A balanced union requires what? Reciprocity. You can't be in a union with someone and say that you want balance, but it's no reciprocity, right? It has to be equal give and take. So whether it's third party cheating stuff, right? Or just third party where you were always on the other end talking about why is this dragging on? It's already over. Am I just in denial? Why? Because see this clock right here, somebody, you just ain't getting the time that you need. Yeah. Turn your love around, though, is your channel song. Now, I don't know. Some's turning around. Why? Because this is a divine masculine who they had to be able to release some type of suppressed emotions when it comes to intimacy, y'all. Because a lot of times I tell y'all, when people be saying, well, with a third party this and a third party that, it's never the third party. It's your person, y'all. Let's be clear. Everyone has free will. And if somebody decides to go cheating and go see if the grass is greener and whatever the hell people be having going on, it ain't never the third party person. It's them. Right? So you have to be able to understand the behavior of people. Somebody got a whole lot of suppressed emotions, and because of that, they don't really understand how to open up. I heard inconsistency. So if someone cannot show up for you when you need them to show up for you, there's always a lesson. And the lesson is how long you gonna let it go on, right? I see a clock. I see it's not the first time, right? I see dragging on. I see already over it, right? But what I'm also hearing God say is this: when you shift, your divine masculine shifts as well. Which means don't be afraid to put a demand on your needs. You are not that person you were last week, Queen. Child, you shifted. You have shifted timelines, so do not wake up today accepting the same behavior that you used to accept. Why, child? Because your song is Video by India Ari. I'm not another girl in your video, right? My worth is not defined by my clothes, right? So you have to understand who you are, and then you put a demand on who you are. People will only treat you how you let them treat you. Right? So somebody, you having to put a demand on your value. And I always tell y'all, if it's your person, they're going to raise to meet your standard, y'all. They are. A king ain't going to let a queen get away unless they not a king. Hello? Child, please. A king is not going to let a queen get away unless they aren't a king. Now, a peasant will fumble the bag every time, child. A peasant will fumble the bag every time. But a king is not going to let a queen get away, because a queen isn't going to let a king get away. A queen is going to be patient enough to understand that sometimes people go through trials and tribulations, right? And you have to be calm and patient enough to allow people to do what? Release suppressed emotions, child. What is this energy, spirit? What's at the bottom of the deck? The Knight of Wands. That could just be lust, y'all. It could be that lustful energy with the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. What's release suppressed energy? What's release suppressed energy? 3 of Wands. That damn wand energy, right? Somebody needed to be able to make a plan and stick to it is what I heard. Yeah, 8 of Cups. Walking away from certain patterns of behavior, right? Walking away and making a plan about what it is that they truly desire when it comes to relationship. Y'all don't play. We got the Two of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. I'm talking about double decision making, y'all. Right? 221 is what I'm hearing, right? So somebody, you got to understand that there is someone here as a divine masculine. They are being forced with making a decision about the direction of your relationship, y'all. That's what wands are. With the Three of Wands out here as well, and the Eight of Cups, someone is realizing that they have to move away from either certain patterns of behavior or a certain mindset in order to be what it is that you need them to be. I think we're going to look more into that in a little bit after we clarify these other two, right? So with the Two of Cups, Three of Wands, Two of Wands, child, and the Page of Pentacles, somebody wants to start again. That one little pentacle might turn out to something. Don't be talking about that pentacle. That one pentacle can turn into 10 in the hands of a king. Hello. Right? That one pentacle can turn into 10 pentacles in the hand of a king, right? But somebody has to be able to make a decision first, y'all. So we're going to look at these decisions in a minute, but I want to see over here. So the mutual energy, y'all, is overcoming self-doubt. Yeah, it says overcome self-doubt. I heard what's the vibe. Hold on, y'all. Let me grab the other deck from right here behind me. So I want to see what's the shadow aspects to this self-doubt. What's the vibe, girl? Lust came out at the bottom of the deck. I don't know, y'all. Ooh, child. See, a lot of times, y'all, because the chemistry between you and your divine masculine is so intense that you will, your person got bass in their car, all that damn bass outside. Y'all hear that? Your person got music in their car, right? But a lot of times, y'all, they appear to be stone-faced, right? Because they don't want to appear that they aren't in control. Like somebody don't want to seem like they're not in control. Yeah, because your channel song, girl, is No Ordinary Love. Stop playing. Your channel song is No Ordinary Love. This thing is not ordinary. And someone may have felt like it was just lust, y'all. Like, oh my God, it's hot and heavy, the chemistry, right? Well, it's the magnetism. And there's a difference, y'all, between lustful sexual energy and the magnetism between true divine counterparts. And if you're not spiritual, you won't know the difference. So you will feel like you just a hot, horny mess, not understanding Kundalini energy between you and your divine masculine. And you over here thinking you losing your mind, child. What's the shadow to overcome self-doubt? What's the shadow? Why? Because it's stagnant. And you're doubting that y'all gonna have it, or you doubting that y'all gonna go, or you doubting what is gonna take place because of the stagnant energy. Somebody is frozen in place. I told you I saw this damn statue, and I feel like because your person is standing around looking like a statue, you are doubting. But what's taking place is a healing. And during this healing, someone's self is being shattered. The old version of this divine masculine is being shattered. It is. And you have to continue to stay centered in your own healing as a divine feminine. What do I say, y'all? Hold the frequency. Put that in the comments. You will never have to go into separation with your person if you understand the nature of what it is that they are experiencing, and then you hold the frequency. You don't move. You don't chase. You don't ask a million questions. You don't volunteer to help them. You don't volunteer to heal them. You don't do anything but take care of you. Why? Because you doing this gets them to do what? This. Heal. Ordinary love. This is no ordinary love, y'all. Sade. So when you understand that this type of love will shatter everything that the divine masculine thought they knew about that 3D world. Hey, I'm talking about friends gone, families gone, thought process gone, tradition gone. Why? Because it shatters everything about the matrix world. And the matrix world is the world that you have created in your mind. Right? That tells you are a man is the measure of how much he got in his bank account. That's the matrix, right? A measure of a man is how many children he can have. That's the matrix, right? A measure of a man is how hard he can work and break his back for his family. Fuck no, that's the matrix, right? That is the matrix to keep men out of the home. If he can work 12-hour days and dog tired, by the time he get home, he's never gonna build a cohesive family. He will have children with no father and a wife who feels alone. So what's taking place, y'all, is a shattering of a 3D reality, y'all, a false reality. And the false reality is that they are what the world says they are versus who God says they are. See, the thing about divine feminine, we are sovereign. We know we are who God says we are, y'all. We do. We know that, child. Ain't no doubt, ain't no shadow of a doubt. We might go through some stuff, child. We might be homeless. We might have been this. We might have been that. We might have been all of those things. But we know we are who God says we are. And we don't have no problems. And our brokenness still walking with our head up like we're a queen. But kings in their brokenness don't realize that they kings. Why? Because they don't have any queens around them who can speak life. Hello. So if you're a broken king and you don't have anybody around you who is speaking life into you, you walk around broken. Someone is healing because who they thought they was is being shattered. Somebody is having a nightmare. Somebody felt like a failure because who they thought they were, they're no longer that person. But I'm hearing in between realities because toxic just came out. See, somebody, your person is stuck between realities, or this could be you. Take it how it resonates. Things are real stagnant in your life or their life or the relationship or all, because the stagnancy is taking place because someone is healing and doing their introspection and meditation. They're understanding that a lot of the failures they experienced in life had a lot to do with toxic ass people. I just saw Gargamel from the Smurfs. I just saw Gargamel in my mind's eye. It's 7:37, y'all. 7 is the number of spirituality. 3 is a coming together. Collaborate, work together, right? So somebody, your person is understanding, though, that there's a lot. And it has a lot to do with drama, arguments, incompatible people. Yeah. Let's clarify this one up here at the top, y'all. So we have the challenge right now between both divine masculine and divine feminine is purifying your heart, right? And I feel like this is for different reasons, right? So I want to see what the heart purification is looking like for my queens, right? And then what the heart purification is looking like for the queens. Then I'm going to get back over here, y'all, and see what this emotional release is. So I'm going to get some oracle messages from your person. And then, of course, we're going to get advice, y'all. So we got probably, about another 30 minutes? Yeah, we're 37 minutes in, y'all. So we usually go about an hour. All right, so I'm going to clear some of this because I want to see what is being purified, right, for my divine feminine. What the purification, I'm going to leave this clear your karmic weight at the bottom because I feel like this is going to be a part of the advice. All right, I'm going to move some of this other out the way. All right, and we're going to get into some more oracle messages, y'all. If you're new to the live, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, y'all. I'm the Lady Empath 1111. Make sure you follow my other channel. I do have a light workers channel called Queen of Queens Light Workers. I try to post at least one message every week or every other week because the majority of my messages do come here on my main channel. All right, y'all. So I want to see what this clearing is here. All right, for the purify your heart. All right, let's see. Hold on, y'all. Cards flying everywhere, child. Hold on. Let's move y'all out the way. Get you off the desk, child. Get you off the desk. All right, let's put these over here. All right, I want to go to the energy oracle deck, y'all, and I'm going to use some of my little money pop cards, too, to get into the heart space of the divine masculine. But let's pull a energy oracle card because I want to see what the heart purification place is looking like for each one. For the divine feminine and then, of course, the divine masculine. I'm throwing card boxes all on the floor. Let's put this card over here, y'all. All right, let's tap in, y'all. Let's get into this energy. All right, so what is this heart? Let's move that out of the way. Uh-oh, y'all. Tevin Campbell, can we talk? Here your talking ass person coming, y'all. Like, I feel like we about to have to channel a damn message. Here we go. Can we talk, girl? All right, y'all. What is this energy? So for my queens, what is the purify your heart energy? What is purify your heart for my divine feminine? Ooh, child. Yeah, girl, because angel love is in the reverse, girl. You went through some stuff. Yeah, there are situations that literally left your heart imbalanced. You begin to question if you were going to find love, if maybe you were lovable, if you were ever going to find someone who could give you the love. Like there's definitely an imbalance in your heart chakra, or there was. Again, past, present, and future. But this is that. Thank you guys too for the gifts, the super chats, the thanks. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. I'm channeling so I can't look so much at the screen. But thank you guys so much for everything you're sending. All right. So the angel of love is in the reverse. Let's see what's going on with divine masculine with this purify your heart. Purify your heart. And then I'm going to look at this emotional release energy too. Ooh, angel of strength. And I heard Beauty and the Beast. This is someone who has to let you love them, is what I heard. They gotta let you love them. See, this is like the strength card, right? Where you get the Empress who's taming the lion, or what I like to call Beauty and the Beast, right? But that's, you have to allow, right, her to be your strength, which means, y'all, you have to attach emotionally, right? There has to be some type of an emotional attachment in order for you to be their strength. That comes with change, right? This is represented by the number 50. 55 is change, right? So in order for them to let you be there, something has to change. And it says, let go of lingering pain and make space for joy. Your heart deserves to feel light again. And see, with you, divine feminine, you have to make room for joy, right? Yeah, they gonna be crazy sometimes, y'all. Yeah, they're not gonna be where you need them to be. They're not gonna, it's just things, y'all. It is. But we can't. Like, you still have to keep your heart balanced. Why? Because you're not manifesting love, y'all. You manifesting abundance. You manifesting everything you want in your life. It's not just about your person. And when you realize that putting all your energy on them is only slowing down the other manifestations around you, like that job you want, like that business you want to start, like that contract you're trying to get in, like whatever it is, as long as you putting the energy and the effort into what they got going on, you're taking it away from what you got going on. Why? Because energy only does two things, y'all. I'm an energy teacher. Energy transfers or you transmute it. And if you over here worrying about what they got going on, all you're doing is recycling this energy between y'all. You're not doing anything with the energy, and that's when you get on this hamster wheel, y'all. So sometimes you feel like you on a whole hamster wheel, but the reason you feel that way is because you're not transmuting the energy. What does that mean? Do something with it. Go write a book. Go teach some children. Go volunteer. Go redecorate your house. I don't know. Read a book. Whatever it is that you've been wanting to do for you, and instead of doing it, you keep giving to them, stop doing it. Simple. See, what they are having to learn here is angel of strength, right? Allow her to be your strength, right? Allow her to be what it is that you need, because they are used to being the strong ones. All right, I want to get a message from your person's heart space. I want to see what else we need to know. Y'all, I'm gonna use this little yellow deck. I love this little pop money deck, y'all. All right, so let's see what else your person wants to say to you at this time. All right, let's see what else your person wants to say to you at this time. I heard knight in shining armor. Somebody really wants to, they want to be there for you, but I feel like you challenge this person also, because now I'm kind of seeing like challenge or something. So I do feel like you challenge them a lot. Like you really do. All right, let me move these out of the camera, y'all. Put these over here. All right. All right, what's the next message, Spirit, from the heart space of the divine masculine or the collective person? Again, take it how it resonates. The number 4 is here. It says, I'm battling my insecurities and re-examining our relationship. Yeah, I kind of feel like this could be you too, though, divine feminine, because it will get to a point in divine union that even you, right, have to re-examine what it is that you want for yourself, right? Like, what is it that you truly do want? And sometimes you have to understand, I'm battling my insecurities and re-examining our relationship, especially coming up under the angel of love in reverse. Child, they will make you think, did I really want this? That's what I just heard somebody say. Like, you like, okay, wait, maybe never mind. Right? Somebody, you like, yeah, never mind. Okay, forget it. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just going on back on over here to my own closet. Yeah, no, but it's a life altering decision, y'all, and extremely empowering, right? To meet the person that God has for you is empowering, right? But it's a struggle. It is. And you have to know what the secret weapon is. For you, divine feminine, the secret weapon, you want me to whisper to you, girl? The secret weapon, girl, is guess what? Keep your heart open. See, angel of love in the reverse ain't gonna get you nothing. Because you manifest from the abundance of the heart, right? Out of the heart is how you manifest everything, right? Whether that's love, whether that's new jobs, career, followers, influencer, I don't care, whatever it is that you're manifesting, right? It comes from the heart. So if you are over here letting somebody else issues, because somebody, your person could definitely be struggling. When I looked at the bottom of the deck with this them drinking and numbing themselves and partying and whatever it is that they be trying to do because they need to be in alignment, right? And now you're picking up on all of that energy because they sending it your way. But this is somebody, y'all, they could definitely be struggling. Somebody, this is the first relationship or will be the first relationship that this person is in sober, is what I just heard God say. And whether that's from drinking, alcohol, toxic patterns of behavior, whatever it is, I heard this will be the first love that is a sober type of love. April 22nd is here. Because your presence and your energy and your beauty, they have become this person's source of inspiration, y'all. It says, without you, I find myself missing the essential motivation to stay sober each day. But sobriety can mean many things. For some, it could be drugs and alcohol. For some, it could just be toxic patterns of behavior, right? 747, y'all. 7 is what? Spirituality. 4 is what? Foundation. What did I say? The number 4. So I feel like this is a lesson for both the divine masculine and feminine to begin to re-examine your own insecurities. And what did I tell y'all? Third party situations. It came out of another deck. And I'm telling y'all, it doesn't matter what the third party situation is. Anything that separates your energy or your affection between you and your person is a third party. It could be their mama. Let's be clear. That's a third party. Right? It could be their homeboys, okay? That's a third party. Whatever separates the energy and attention between you and your person is a third party. And there is a lot that's been taking place. It's been disrupting the relationship. Some of you guys could absolutely be dealing with trust that has been broken. The 14th could be significant. It says, I was foolish to underestimate the impact, right? For some, it is infidelity. For others, it could be something else. But whatever it is, your person they underestimated the impact it had on your relationship. And let me tell you, y'all, a lot of this is friends. Like I counsel with a lot of couples, y'all. And a lot of times, divine masculine don't understand that they homeboys the ones that's stopping y'all from being happy. Because they single and ain't got nobody. And they're never going to encourage you to do the right thing. Right? When they in the streets. It's just simple, y'all. Like, unless you find someone who is healed and done the work and they are truly a good person, they ain't finna tell nobody to settle down with a good queen when they got peasants. Don't nobody want to see they homeboy get a queen, look, snatch up a queen, lock in with a queen, and they got peasants. Let's be clear. So a lot of times people have to understand the biggest haters, it be they homeboys, y'all. It really do. And they underestimate it. They do. See, it says, please forgive me for not recognizing the importance. Y'all, a lot of times people can't even see the importance of you in their life because all they can see is the chaos that people are creating. Right? All they can see is the chaos. Yeah. And it's causing a lot of codependence. See, you are a queen, you're independent. So you could be a life path 7. We got another 7 out here. 14 is here too. So that's 777, y'all. A lot of synchronicities. This is 4. This is 22. That's 22, 22. Right? Y'all could be seeing a lot of signs, y'all. But the thing is this, y'all, a lot of times your independence could scare this person because it says realizing the need for change, striving, right, for karmic justice because you're very independent. You work hard, divine feminine. I'm seeing somebody wipe sweat off their forehead, y'all. Like you work really hard, but there was a difference. It says our differences in vision dragged us apart, and it angered me that you didn't see my drive for self-sufficiency. See, the thing about a divine feminine is you are independent, but a lot of times people will try to marginalize, right? And they don't understand your need for self-sufficiency. Can you take care of me? Yes, but do I need you to? No, right? I don't want to stay home and have your babies. We can have children, but I'm working. Right? As a true divine feminine, we understand that you can have a home, you can have children, and you can have a job, and you do not have to give up your independence. But for somebody, it could have bothered your person, like the level of your self-sufficiency could bother this person. Yeah, because it says it still bothers me that we can't agree even on our goals or even if our goals align. Your channel song is I Want to Know by Joe. Hell, y'all can't agree with what y'all got going on in the bedroom either, girl. Yeah, somebody wants to know who's going to reach out first, y'all. If you and your person is in separation, 75 or 57 can be significant. Somebody got to take the first step and reach out to establish some type of communication. But I'm going to tell y'all what I say, divine feminine. Hey, just my theory, y'all. I say this, right? As a queen, you don't get off your throne. You know who you are. And they need to know who you are too. It's 34 people, y'all. 3 and 4 is 7. 7 is spirituality. That's the sovereignty of God, right? You understand who you are. You don't have to get off your throne to break no contact. If God has shown this person the sovereignty of who you are as a queen, then you sit on your throne, queen. It says, I don't have the time or the capacity to understand our connection. It's best to leave it alone unless you decide to take the first step. And I feel like that's you. Right? That's your energy. That's feminine energy, child. You done kissed that envelope and said, you know what? I don't even have the capacity to deal with this right now. Right? So when you ready, come on over here and we can talk. That's how I feel about it, y'all. When you ready, let's have a conversation. But if you're not ready, then we ain't got to have that conversation. But it says, unless you decide to take the first step. And that's why divine feminine, I say, don't come off your throne, queen. A king recognizes a queen, and if he doesn't, then he's not a king. A peasant may not recognize you. However, a real king will recognize you. And if he is, then he coming. If he a peasant, he ain't got the eyes to identify who you are anyway. So you ain't missing nothing, child. You ain't missing nothing at all, y'all. Not a thing. Yeah, because you are the trophy. Someone you could be born on the 13th, girl, that's my birthday. Don't play, I'm born on the 13th. You got to understand, you are a trophy. You the prize, child. Yeah. Somebody, you have a lot of accomplishments. It's an honor, child. That thing say honor. It is an honor to be with you. And when you understand that, you cannot come off your throne. Yeah. See, somebody, you used to limit your ambitions and you would place your own self in a box. Yeah. And this was based on what you was told that you could achieve. But I feel like this was the same struggle that you and your divine masculine have together, because this is the struggle of theirs. And see, you as the awakened one, right? Again, take it how it resonates. You could be the divine masculine who's awakened. Whoever the awakened one is, though, you understand and you've overcome the difficulties. Whoever this person is, they are still trying to achieve it, y'all. It says, since meeting you, I am trying to dream big and embrace our competitive drive constructively. See, the thing about being with an independent, come on, queen, hardworking, independent queen is this. At first, y'all, your person will be competing with you. They will. It would be an energy of competition. And you over here like, damn, I'm trying to help you. I ain't trying to compete with you. And you can pick up on that energy of competition. And you be like, well, damn, are they trying to outdo me, one up me? Like, what's going on? But you are their motivation. But in some ways, if they have an unhealthy ego, it will turn into competition, y'all. And you be thinking you going whole crazy. Have y'all ever experienced that? Tell me in the comments. Like, did at some point you feel like your person or just other people around you have been competing with you when you just trying to be there for them, right? Sometimes you got to understand, y'all. It's an honor to be with you, though. As a chosen, it is. It's an honor to be with you. And people have to be able to understand that. Y'all, something been shredded. Child, what is this? It's too many cards, y'all. Some could be significant. Something could be significant about Christmas. Somebody, you begin to notice the patterns in your person. And I taught about patterns the other day, y'all. I told y'all what makes me a great analyst and an even better intuitive is because I notice the patterns in people. And when you notice the pattern of behavior in your person, that's when you change the game, y'all. That's when you change it. Y'all, have y'all ever seen the little superhero shows and the only reason you know how to fight the villain is because you know what the villain about to do next? So when you understand the pattern, girl, you do something to stop the pattern first. Don't wait till they ghost you. Just don't ask the question. Just detach. Just don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, y'all, right? If you know when you send that text message, he ain't gonna respond for 3 days, then just don't send the text message, y'all. Understand the pattern, y'all, and it's shredded. Shred the pattern. Yeah. Because then somebody will understand the depth of the bond, right? And that, hey, if it's going to be just the two of us, then what we doing here? Because the depth of the bond, right? But somebody, there's a lot of misunderstanding about intention is also what I'm hearing God say, right? There's a lot of misunderstanding about intentions, y'all. Somebody isn't intentional. Yeah, and the deadline is approaching. You over here like, look, buddy. That's what I just heard, y'all. Somebody say, look, buddy, right? The deadline is approaching, and what you going, I got a skeleton here, y'all. I got a skeleton. And it says, I was misled, though, y'all. Y'all, your channel song is just the two of us, right? By, what's that, Grover Washington? Someone's name could be Bill, right? But I was misled about us. I now see the truth. We need to reconnect before it's too late. Somebody could have been misled, y'all, because I got 7:57 on the clock. 7 is spirituality. 5 is change. Something could definitely be changing, y'all, because remember we had this energy out here from the first part of the reading where there is a clearing of karmic weight that had to take place. Let's see if we can see what this is. What is this? What is this misled about us energy, and is it too late? Yeah, 61. Yeah, somebody now wants to move forward, y'all, because something, it says, if you steadily enhance your abilities and spiritual level, I might not recognize you in the short term. Don't fear that I will reject the evolved version of you. What did I tell you about the timeline shift, y'all? I told you we have just experienced a timeline shift, and you as a divine feminine, as a divine masculine collective has evolved. And if your person does not evolve, child, they will miss it. Somebody is understanding the deadline is here, and they're going to miss it because you have evolved, child. That thing say, if you steadily enhance your abilities and spiritual level, I might not recognize you. And in the short term, don't fear that I will reject this evolved version of you. Your person is not going to reject the evolved version of you. What God is telling you, though, is that you got to show up as the evolved version. Why? If you want the evolved version of them, you got to be the evolved version of you. And that's why you can't go back to the old timeline. That's why you can't go back to the old patterns of behavior. I'm scared to flip this card over here, right, y'all? Y'all, I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I'm downright nervous to see what this last card is, y'all. But when you realize that you cannot, right, allow people to take you backwards off of the timeline that you're in right now, because this timeline is the timeline of abundance, y'all. We just had the harvest moon yesterday, y'all. Make sure you get your manuals, y'all, on my website. 31 days, right? 31 days of affirmations, manifestations, journal work, y'all. 5 questions that you ask yourself every day, and every day you work with a chakra, right? Every day. It's only $17 on my website, y'all. The LadyEmpath1111.com. It's called the Harvest Journal. 31 days. You can start it whatever day. I didn't label the days. It's just 31 days to harvest health, wealth, and spirituality. Every day you working on a chakra, an affirmation, journal prompts, questions to heal, right, whatever chakra that you're working with. All right. So somebody, this is your evolution. And what I be telling y'all, this divine feminine, evolve. Please evolve. Because if you evolve, guess what, child? Your king evolves. When you evolve, everyone around you evolves, even your children. Or they get left behind, y'all. Anything or anyone that does not evolve with you, they get left behind. Y'all want to see what this card is, y'all? I'm scared. What's this, y'all? Yeah, there is no exit. Your person may walk around this same damn cycle. This came up in a reading that we posted the other day, y'all. No exit. And when you understand divine feminine, this right here is your whole power, y'all. Yeah, I need a super chat, gifts, and everything for what I'm about to tell y'all right now. This is your superpower, divine feminine. They cannot get out. There is no exit to divine union. They just gonna be walking around in a circle until they get it together. So that's why you may as well go on and evolve, because what you're gonna get is an evolved version of them. Or you will get their asses gone. Either way, you don't lose, right? You don't lose. There is no losing for you, because either you will elevate and this person gonna stay stuck because they're not your person, or they're going to elevate with you, and guess what? Now y'all can what? Ascend together. This is ascension together, y'all. Now we got what? Just the two of us, right? That's your channel song. Just the two of us. Grover Washington. And darling, when the morning comes and I see the morning sun, I want to be the one with you. Just the two of us. Child, it's going to be, you and this person going to be fine, y'all. You're going to be fine. If this is your reading, right? You're going to be fine. Why? Because there is no exit, child. It says we keep replaying the same story over and over again, and it never ends well. When will we finally learn to break this cycle? That's all it is, y'all. It's a cycle between you and your person, but somebody has to be able to break the cycle. But you as the intuitive one, right? You as the viewer, you as the collective who's watching me, you got to notice the pattern. And when you notice the pattern, you break the cycle by what? Your response. Your response to somebody else's actions is what breaks the pattern. Remix. Your response to people's patterns of behavior is what stops the pattern. Remix, right? If you stop giving them that response, then they gonna stop doing that dumb shit. Sorry, y'all. Oh, child. Okay, hey, y'all. Tomorrow's live is gonna be I think it's gonna be a 5 o'clock one, y'all, on TikTok. So y'all know it's Wind Down Wednesday tomorrow on TikTok. I think we're gonna do it at 5:15, y'all, or 5:25. I'm not gonna do it too late, y'all, because y'all know I be tired at night on TikTok. I can't be all hyping shit late at night. So if y'all are my TikTok viewers, if you don't follow me on TikTok, y'all, I'm live 4 or 5 days a week on TikTok. It's a whole vibe, child. We be about 200 deep in there, right? On YouTube, we work in small numbers, child. On TikTok, we be about 200 deep, y'all. So if you don't follow me, my TikTok is the Lady Empath 1111. Now, it's a lot of scam pages, so just find the one with 22,000 subscribers. Right, that's me. We're going to be live tomorrow, y'all, for Wind Down Wednesday, a whole vibe at 5:15. All right. So even across distances, y'all, it's just the two of you, right? I'm going to get to your advice, y'all. We're going to get ready to end in a minute. All right. So even through, right, even through the distance, y'all, this is your person. And I tell you guys, separation is a mindset, right? Yeah, I know it's time to go because the music just ended, right? So separation is a mindset. And when you understand that there is no distance between souls, right? You and your person are souls, the same soul in two different bodies. And that is the key, y'all, to unity consciousness. It starts at the soul first. You and your person will never be together in the natural if you don't already understand the soul union. And if you don't understand the soul union, you can never stabilize the 3D union. So once you get out of your head about you and your person ever being separate, because anytime you want to talk to them, y'all, close your eyes and talk. Telepathy is real, y'all. You know that. I got too many of y'all that follow me that you're in union like I'm in union. And I told y'all we've never been in separation because I knew that there was a soul union. So I never thought in the physical that we would be separated, and we never have been. We ain't never had to be separated. We ain't never been not talking, not speaking, no, like not since day one. Because once I understood it was a soul union, and you don't always know that at first, right? I was with the king maybe 6 months before I realized that, oh shit, that's my person. Holy shit. Y'all know how we do. You be like, oh my God, wait, this is my person, right? And then you like, okay, I need to hold the frequency. Now, what do I need to do then, God? Right? Oh, okay, you need to focus on you. You need to finish healing. You need to do, okay, right? You get back into you. You just pull all of that energy back so that you can center yourself, so that you can hold the frequency. All right, let me get you guys some advice. If this is your message, I want to get some advice. I'll be back here live on Thursday night, y'all. Thursday, same time, 7 o'clock. Maybe we can get a divine feminine reading. Although your person always seemed to take over my readings, y'all. I recorded a reading today that I just knew was going to be a divine feminine reading, y'all. Child, no. The thinking man and the thinking woman came up, child. I was like, these two people right here with the man holding the coin and the man holding. I was like, here y'all go. Y'all person cannot just let me read for my queens. All right, y'all, let me get you guys some advice. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'm finna go out here and look at this ocean, all right, for a little bit tonight before I go to bed. All right, I hope to see you guys on TikTok tomorrow. If not, I will see you back here on Thursday. All right, life is an adventure. This is your advice. All right, life is an adventure. Embrace every new experience and adventure that life has to bring to you at this time. I feel like as a collective with this October super moon, the harvest, y'all, damn, I'm saying the harvest, and here we go, abundance, yes. With the harvest moon, y'all, it's your abundant season, right? As a collective, it's abundance. It's not lack, y'all. There is no lack among us. There is no lack. So when you understand that you're not losing anything, you ain't missing nothing, you ain't lacking nothing, there is no lack among the collective right now. Whatever it is that you want is available to you. I'm telling y'all, y'all better get my ebook, Abundance. Health, wealth, and spirituality, y'all. Everything has to align. Your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual being with your job, your career, your purpose. It all has to align, y'all. That's how you get abundance into your life, right? It says abundance flows to those who believe in its presence. And that's why your mental health matters. Why? Because you got to believe you can be abundant before you can be abundant. If you don't believe it, you ain't going to never have it. If you don't believe you can have divine union, then you're never going to have it. If you don't believe that you can not be in separation, then you're never going to not be in separation. I never thought that, y'all, that never crossed my mind because I didn't grow up in the spiritual community. I knew I grew up in the church, right? So separation, I didn't know any of that. I didn't know what chasing and run. I didn't know any of that. I knew I met a man and he was fine. And I knew that there was a resonance and we have 30 years history, child. But I wasn't thinking of any of that at first. I just knew that this was a soul that was speaking to me and I was going to act like I had some sense until we could figure out what we gonna do. And anytime I felt my energy was getting off and I was getting anxious and anxiety, I said, yep, nope, bring that shit back, girl. What's wrong with you? You don't do that. You know who you are. But the issue is, y'all, most of us don't know who we are, right? When you know who you are and you meet your king knowing who you are, that's how you hold a frequency, y'all. See, we never had to go into separation because I was already on the throne. 808, y'all. 8 is manifestation. We manifested each other, but we were also already both on our own healing journeys. He was already working, building his company, our own companies, right? We were already doing what it is that we needed to do, so we didn't have to go into separation and all that, y'all. There's a lot of it's empowerment. It's empowerment. That's literally it. It's empowerment. If you can empower your person to be their best self, and they can empower you to be your best self, and you do not push the other further than they're ready to go, right? If they're not ready to talk, don't talk, right? Just one simple question versus a paragraph, y'all. 2 questions versus 2 paragraphs, y'all. Just take it slow so that you don't disturb the energy between you and your person. And when you hold the frequency, you don't have to go into separation. But when you get into push, pull, avoidant, anxious, all of this shit you read about on YouTube, that's real. It's 1000% real. You will be in whole separation. I'm talking about until you get your energy right, you will be in whole separation. Yeah, this journey isn't a journey of eternal love. This is at the bottom of the deck. This is your advice. This is a journey of eternal love, right? Meaning that it's not going anywhere. You've loved this person in this lifetime, in the lifetime before. the lifetime before that, and you always will. And it's not the person, it's the soul. And when you understand it's the soul, then you detach from the person, because they asses ain't going nowhere, because they are a part of you. You take that energy back and you put it back into you. I teach energy. It works, y'all. When you learn energy, I promise you, everything you desire, including your man, girl, gonna be yours. All right, y'all, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Let's get one more. All right, one more for the advice. I will see you guys either on TikTok tomorrow or back here on YouTube on Thursday. So what we leaving with, y'all, positive thoughts. I love it. Positive thoughts, y'all. Always remember, as a man thinketh, so is he. Right? If you get down on yourself, you get to thinking negative, you feel like you can't be in union, your person ain't coming, all of this stuff, y'all know, keep your head up and positive thoughts. Right? It says your thoughts shape your reality. Keep them positive. All right, y'all. Love and light as always. The Lady Empath 1111. All right, y'all, make sure that you, anything you need to know about me is in the description box, guys. All of the products are also linked in the description box. I do need to link my masterclass that's coming up on October the 25th. But the ebook is available on the website, and there are a couple products linked in the product thingy too. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope to see some of y'all on TikTok, if not all of y'all tomorrow. And then, of course, I'll be back here on Thursday at 7 p.m., y'all, Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much.